Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach, where we meet every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss all things special education. I love it. Specifically, I love talking about the IEP. That's why I'm the IEP Coach. All right. So, as always, if you see me turn into my left, I'm going live on my Instagram, okay? So as always, before we get started, make sure you share this live out with as many people as possible. Today, we will be focusing on the importance of special education professional development. Ooh, that's what we're focusing on today, because there's not enough of that going on now, and it's non-existent in a lot of places, all right? So let's share out this live, and let me make sure that my sound is great on LinkedIn. I've been doing a great job. So let me just see. Hold up. If it's good. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to come back to that so I don't waste any time. All right, and I'm sharing this out, and I want you to share out with as many people as possible. So share this out with teachers, principals, admin. You can share it out with some parents, because they can share it with the teachers that they know, community-based or community workers, community-based organizations. Definitely share out this live. And I'm sharing it out. Share out the live. Sharing. Share out the live. Alrighty. Share it out with as many people as you can. Hold up. Here we go. Okay. And one more. Let me share that with one more. Here we go. There we go. Alrighty. So it's shared out. Okay. Check the sound. Oops, I'm going in the wrong thing. I don't want to go in there. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Great. Sound is great. Let me go back to my notes. Oops. Hold up. Okay, let me go back where I was. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so hello everyone that's on the live and coming into the live. Make sure you give a hi, hello, give a assalamu alaikum, give the greeting, and let us know where you are, where you're tuning in from. All right. So today, as you all know, for those of you who are new to my page, I always do a reel to kind of give you an idea of what the live is going to be focusing on. So today's reel focused on the lack of special education professional development. So in the reel, you see me, you know how, as for those of you who are not in those of you who don't teach, normally, they send out, admin will send out, the list of what the agenda for the professional development. If it's a professional development day, if it was a half day for students, and then we have professional development in the afternoon, we get an agenda so we get an idea of what our professional development is going to focus on and what it's going to be about. So in the reel, you hear someone call Miss Bashir and say, "Oh, did you check your email? Did you see the professional development agenda? It's boring again, but check it out and let's make sure we sit next to each other." So as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing every other content area being addressed. I see math being addressed. I see reading. I see reading assessment testing being addressed. But I'm like, where is the professional development for special education? There's nothing about IEPs. And it's like, hey, I'm working on progress reports right now. Where's the PD for that? Where's the special education PD? So And this is something, and this is a service that we provide at the IEP Coach LLC. It's one of our biggest services that we provide to schools, which is professional development, and we also provide coaching for teachers. But the reason we provide the professional development for teachers, and not just special education teachers, but for all teachers, including gen ed teachers, is because there is a lack of professional development tailored to special education. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times, if you're a Sped teacher, if you're a special education teacher, you have a content that you tend to teach often. It can be math, it can be ELA, it could be science, it could be writing, whatever, right? And you get pushed into those professional developments. But there aren't any professional developments tailored to special education, meaning there aren't any PDs that focus on IEP writing. There aren't any PDs that focus on IEP meetings, how to run an IEP meeting. There aren't any PDs focused on progress monitoring, how to properly progress monitor IEP goals. There is no professional development on how to track behavior. There is no professional development when it comes to transition plans. You may have a professional development in the beginning of the year. They may talk about inclusive teaching models. However, they don't really get down to the nitty-gritty of the different models of co-teaching and which are best to use in a classroom. Okay, they kind of like scratch the surface. All right, hello Spectrum Success 911. Hey, nice to meet you. And yes, there is no PD. And she says, did I say it right? Shelly _autism mom. I hope I said that right. She put true, and it's the truth. There is no professional development. Now, I was in the classroom for a little over 14 years. I've been working in education way longer than that, but I was in the classroom for a little over 14 years. I can count on my Hey, Shell. I can count on my one hand how many times I had professional development with a focus on special education. So think about that. I was in the classroom a little over 14 years. In 14 years, I can count on my one hand how many times I had a professional development tailored to special education. That is sad. That is so sad. And I can remember the exact professional development. I had a professional development on, what was it? I was learning about transition plans, how to write transition plans. So I was just learning about what I needed to do when I'm getting ready to do a transition plan. We went through a whole transition plan. So that was one. Then I remember I was on the SAP team. It's kind of geared to special education. I was on a student assistance program team at my school, and I got sent to get training on the program because the program benefited all students, whether you had an IEP or not. And I could say that's kind of was geared to it as well. And that was two. And this is in public school district, public schools. Let me see what else. I never got a PD on how to write an IEP. I never got a PD on how to progress monitor. I never got PD on how to track behavior. When I was an emotional support teacher, I didn't get any PD on that. How I acquired a lot of my skills was trial and error. Learning from a seasoned teacher who didn't mind taking me under her wing. Shout out to Miss Lynch. She was extremely helpful in my development as a special education teacher. She was a former special education teacher, had more years in, and she was a great mentor and support to me. And I would say learning from colleagues, honestly. And then on the job, again, trial and error. You make a mistake, you learn from it. That is where I want to say a lot of special education teachers acquire their skills and learn how to do things. And then some of it, you just learning as you go. Which it should not be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all. There should be special education professional development for all teachers. Every teacher, if you work with students with IEPs or not, you should have some basic professional development, like on how to participate in an IEP meeting, viewing an IEP. Like those are some basic things. Inclusive, effective co-teaching models. Everyone should definitely take that. There are certain ones you definitely should take. Everyone should take. And then there are some professional developments that are specifically for special education teachers, like how to run an IEP meeting, how to write IEPs, how to write measurable goals in the IEP, how to write a transition plan, what you have to include in your transition plan, how to progress monitor, how to, when you're planning for after they graduate. There's so many things that special education teachers need to know, whether you're new or seasoned, and there's no professional development for that. And so for this live today, I'm going to focus on why it's vital that that more schools and districts provide professional development tailored to special education. Okay, so I have my notes so that I don't miss any, because I got all my tips written out. So the first one is having professional development tailored to special education. You get to learn more. You get a deeper understanding of the various disabilities of the students that you serve, because you will be servicing students and instructing students who have autism, who have an intellectual disability, who have a speech and language impairment, who may who have a learning disability or an intellectual disability, a hearing disability. You're going to be instructing all types of students, and getting professional development about the various disabilities can help you be a more intentional teacher when it comes to your planning, because you are aware of the various learners that will be in your classroom. So you get to learn more about the various disabilities of the students that you will service. Another reason we need to have PD tailored to special education is because this is where you're going to learn how to master the IEP as an educator. You learn how to master the IEP. You learn about the ins and outs of the IEP. You learn now from, I want to say, a general mastery of the IEP. You learn how to read the IEP. You learn what goes in the IEP. You learn about the specially designed instruction, which are the things that you will use in your instruction to help you educate that student. Those are the things that they need in order to thrive in education. Now, on the special education teacher side, you're going to learn more about the IEP, how to write measurable goals, how to make sure you do not recycle goals, because there's some recycling of goals going around, which you should not do ever. Recycling goals. You learn how to, like I said, write the goals, how to write measurables, how to make sure you're not putting something in the IEP that will come back to bite you. Making sure you word the goals correctly, making sure you word the information you're putting in the IEP in the present level. Like, you're learning how to word that right. Because sometimes when we go to write that IEP, you're not thinking about, okay, well, this kid is in 5th grade. Next year, they're going to another school. It's going to be middle school. Middle school is different from elementary. You're not thinking ahead to know, oh, I need to put this in this student's IEP because in middle school, they're going to have to do X, Y, Z. You will learn that in professional development, by having professional development, because without it, you won't know. Shell_autism mom said there should be more trainings on therapeutic software, proper verbiage. Yes, absolutely. There can be PDs on assistive technology, social emotional learning, how to collaborate with the team, because you're going to be working with other related service providers, right? You need to know how to communicate with everybody. And that is a great point on therapeutic software. Absolutely. Another tip, another reason why special education professional development is vital, you learn more about accommodations and modifications. And this is for every educator should know the difference between an accommodation and a modification. Everybody should get this, okay? And learning how to implement that in the classroom. You can learn that through professional development. An accommodation allows a student to have access to something. So for example, if they have a test coming up, you may say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you an accommodation by allowing you to take the test in the morning. How did you accommodate that student? You change the time the student will take that test because you know they're more alert in the morning versus taking it in the afternoon. That's an accommodation. Now, because the test is still the same. It's still the same test. They're just taking it earlier in the day versus in the afternoon. A modification would be if I make changes to that test in order for the student to access the content that they're going to be assessed on. So for example, if I reduce the number of questions, if I change how the student can respond to the questions, so instead of having open-ended questions, I have fill in the blanks, I have matching. I'm making a modification now because I'm making a change to that test. So you need to know the difference between accommodation and modification. Where will you learn that? In professional development, tailored to special education. You will also learn about having special education professional development, behavior management techniques, as well as compliance with laws and regulations. There are so many schools that are being sued right now. They're dealing with lawsuits right now because they are not in compliance. You want to know why they're not in compliance? Because their teachers don't know or not cognizant of, I want to say there are a couple of reasons why. One, they're not cognizant of the due dates that are coming for that paperwork to be done. Two, they don't have enough special education teachers in the school, and the one teacher or two teachers are overwhelmed with carrying that whole caseload. It's really impossible for them to get all of that paperwork done. Therefore, they are out of compliance. Another reason, they lack the training and the knowledge to know how to properly write IEPs, how to do IEP meetings, how to communicate with parents, how to communicate with IEP team members. They don't have that. And so many schools are dealing with lawsuits right now because of that. And one simple thing that can solve it is having professional development tailored to special education. Shell _ Autism Mom said, yes, passing the baton. Absolutely. Hey, Cruz _ Connections. Hey, it was nice meeting you on Saturday. All right. Again, I not touched on the next one. The sixth one I said, collaboration with professional development. You learn how to collaborate with the other members on the IEP team, your colleagues. You learn how to leverage each other. You're learning how to leverage the related service providers you'll be working with, speech therapists, occupational therapists, physical therapists, hearing therapists, the clinicians in your school. If there's any paras that the student has, a one-to-one, or anyone outside of the school coming into the school to support the student, you learn how to collaborate with them. Another reason that special education professional development is important, you learn inclusion strategies. So how to include the student how to include students of various learning styles in the instruction in your classroom. Because you always have to have the mind of, okay, I know I can't just sit here and talk. I know I need to make sure I have something visual. I know I need to make sure I have my student doing something to help them I want to say digest the instruction. Learning how to use different strategies in the classroom. If you're using colored paper, if you're using Google Classroom, if you're using different assistive technology in the classroom, that's another one. Understanding assistive technology and how to use it in the classroom. All this can be accomplished through professional development. Oh, thank you, Najma. Thank you. She coming to show some support. Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you. 2 more points, and then we're going to stop, all right? Because, once I start talking, I just be going. I just go. All right. Another thing that special education professional development can help you with, communicating with parents. A lot of times, so many parents are angry because there's no communication there with them. Or you only call them when something's going wrong. You have to keep the lines of communication open with parents. Build a rapport with the student, build a rapport with the parent. Ask the parent, like, listen, so-and-so did this today. Have you seen this at home? If so, what have you done? What works? That's how, and I'm going to say in some cases, talking to the parent has helped me in the classroom because it gave me more insight. Parent gave me some more context. And then sometimes in some cases, the parent may have asked me, oh, how did you get my son or my daughter to do da-da-da-da-da? And I'll say, oh, I did this. And then the parent and I will get to talking and we can come up with something for them to do at home. You have to keep the communication open. You will not be successful if you do not build rapport with the student as well as the parent. Build some type of rapport. Even if the parent may not be that positive with you, keep the lines of communication open. Here, this is how you can contact me. And if you get a nasty parent, communicate through email. That way you have documentation. And vice versa for parents. If you're dealing with a difficult teacher, communicate through email so you have documentation. Okay? And last but not least, the professional development for special education teachers, it kind of helps you build some type of emotional resilience because it is hard being a special education teacher. It is hard. It is not easy. I'm not going to pretend and sit up here like it is easy. It was hard. There are some days I'm like, tomorrow is a brand new day, and that's how I get through the day, by saying tomorrow is a brand new day. And when saying tomorrow is a brand new day isn't enough, then I need to take a day off because I need to just not be at work, because it's a lot. You're dealing with so much with students, with parents. You are dealing with a lot. So having a professional development that can help you tailor to your needs as a SPED teacher, even giving you strategies about how not to get burnt out and things you can do, that'll be so beneficial. All right. So let me go back through the tips and reasons why special education professional development is vital in all schools, every school district, every charter school network, private schools. You need to be providing professional development tailored to special education. Okay? And if you need help with that, contact us. Contact us at the IEP Coach LLC. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we love doing. And when we do it because we didn't get it when we were in the classroom. We didn't get any special education professional development. Okay? And if you want to reach us, click the link in our bio. If you're on Instagram, click the link in our bio. Go to link number 4. You can book a call with us. Those of you who are on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, I just dropped the link. Click the link and book a call with us. All right. So the reasons why special education professional development are extremely vital. 1, it deepens the understand. It helps to deepen your understanding of disabilities of the students that you're going to service. It helps you with 2, IEP mastery. 3, how to properly provide accommodations and modifications. Helps you with behavior management techniques. All of this is tailored to special education. Number 5, compliance with laws and regulations. Number 6, interdisciplinary collaboration, learning how to collaborate and collaborating with your other IEP team members. Number 7, inclusion strategies. Number 8, understanding and using assistive technology. 9, communication with parents. And 10, developing emotional resilience. These are all some of the top reasons why we need to have special education professional development in schools. If you know a principal, an assistant principal, a special education director, a director of curriculum and instruction, share this live with them because they need to see this. They need to see this. Share our Instagram with them. Share our link tree with them, the link in our bio. Share it with them so that way they can book a call with us, so that way we can support them. Okay? I'm tired of the lawsuits. I'm tired of teachers being so overwhelmed because they don't get support. All right? So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, tune in every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. And if you are catching this on a replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments so that I know you are catching it on the replay. Let me see. We have our, our Master IEP course. The enrollment has closed. So stay tuned for when we're going to open it back up. We have our advocacy packages for parents who need support during our IEP meetings, and this is only for virtual meetings. Definitely click the link on our bio to learn more about that. Definitely, parents, that is for you. Take advantage of it. Also, we will be we're doing a live tonight with MindWorks. It is a special education collaboration space, and we will be on there talking about over the summer how to continue with the accommodations and modifications for students that have IEP. So definitely click the link in our bio. It's free. We're going on at 7:30. So definitely click the link in our bio right now so that way you can tune in and participate. All right? And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to DM us, message us, direct message us. And until next time, guys, be safe. And we will see you next week, 6:30 p.m. Peace.